Hello everyone, welcome to yet another video on communication. Communication, as we all know, is the sharing of information through observation, listening, speaking, and writing. We communicate in many ways. The word communication is derived from Latin word communis, which means common. The purpose of any communication is to establish commonness. As an extension worker or an extensionist who works for the community, it is of utmost importance to communicate very clearly and properly to the community. When you communicate, you need to concentrate on your voice, your body language, pitch, tone, and the speed of communication. So let's have a detailed look into the chapter on the basic concepts of communication. Thank you. Today, in this video, I'll be talking about the meaning, process, elements, function, models, types of communication, levels of communication, barriers and measures to overcome, and tools for communication. Communication, as we all know, is an integral part of the human being. Communication is a process of transferring message from a source to a receiver. We all know that good communication skills are essential for life. Communication is the foundation for all human relationships. We use communication as a tool to share with others, understand, resolve conflicts, collaborate, and build warm and trusting relationships. Researchers show that infants are able to recognize their own mother's voice at only a few days old. So, if humans are programmed to communicate, if it's in our DNA, why do we need to talk about teaching children communication skills? The process of communication is a natural drive to human beings. It does take skill and practice to be a good communicator. To be able to communicate effectively, it's important not only to have a mastery of words and language, but to understand on a larger scale how to reach out and interact positively with others through spoken word, written word, and even through the body language. As I said, it is the process of transferring message from a source to a receiver. The message can be in the form of ideas, knowledge, belief, attitude, information, feelings, understanding, skills, or anything. Now let's see what are the elements involved in the process of communication. As we all know, in the process of communication, there will be a place from where the idea comes from. It is known as the source. And the source sends a message, which is the idea that is to be communicated through certain channels. Those are the ways the message is transmitted. And it reaches to the audience, also known as the receiver, the person for whom it is intended. And finally, there will be some effect from the point of the receiver. So, source, message, channel, receiver, and effects are the basic elements involved in the process of communication. So, in short, we can summarize this as a source sends a message through certain channel to the receiver, which produces some effect on him. Now, what are the functions of communication? See, when we talk about communication, it is understood that the development of the whole person is involved in that. It promotes participation in both public and private life. It improves the educational process. And proper understanding of communication enhances the ability of a person, whether it can be in terms of the personal development or in terms of his skills in communicating with others. So, it is a process by which the messages are transferred from a source to a receiver. That is, it is a process of transforming or transferring ideas from one person to another. So, we can call it as an attempt to achieve as complete as an accurate and understanding between two people. It is an act characterized by a desire in one or more individual to exchange information, ideas, or feelings. When you talk about the functions of communication, these are a set of activities for which a unit is intended or in which it is used. It is natural to the person or thing and can be accomplished by communicating. So the term function also focus on the point that the things which are important or the important thoughts that should be included in the communication so that it is complete and effective. These functions act as the sustaining factors in the process of communication. The first one is information function. See, when you take the example of any sort of communication, we can see that relevant information is a basic requirement to adjust to the environment, and this must flow continuously from all directions in terms of communication. When you take the example of an extension worker working in a community and is surrounded by information about his environment or his organization where he works with. So we have direct and indirect information which is being received and is given underlining the information function. Here, the flow of communication or the information has to be taken into consideration. Whatever is being communicated, the sole purpose is information, providing information. So it should reach to all the stakeholders in ways by which they are able to understand. So the right information should reach to the right person at the right time through the help of a right person on the channel. So that is all about the informative function of communication. Now comes the command or instructive function. Communication always assists in designing the behavior of the people in a society. So there are many times we need to communicate in such a form that the messages are being transmitted in the form of instructions. Coordination of the community activities are accomplished through such commands and instructions. So, such function creates hierarchies and formal guidelines. The communication that you receive from your teachers are always or most of the time be in that form, in command or in instructive form. Next is the interaction function. When you talk about the extension work and the extension programs which are focused on the development of the community, proper communication is required to collect the data and exchange information among all the people who are concerned or among all the people who are involved directly or indirectly in this process. So, the aim of reaching out and information on the problems faced and the developmental activities are mostly in the form of information interaction function. So we are interacting with each other, the ideas, the knowledge, the agenda of the work that we need to accomplish, we need to finish, the goals and objectives, interest and needs of the audience, they all are in the form of interaction. That is why we call another function as influence or persuasive function. The sole purpose of any communication function is to influence the other people or even the society. As an educator, we need to analyze that and we need to realize the fact that communication processes are essential to motivate the members in the community. So, in order to integrate the people and to mobilize them for the developmental activities, we need or we require persuasive initiatives. Continuous, sustainable initiatives are essential to bring about desirable changes among the people in a particular community. So, the communication that you make in that setting should be influencing or persuasive in nature. Another one is integrative function of the communication. As we said, a society comprises of a group of people, and the role of an extensionist is in community development plays a very critical role in transforming the lives. So, by conducting dialogue sessions, we can use the integrative function of the communication. We can clearly communicate the goals and objectives of the program to the stakeholders who are involved with us in the process of the community development. Next, we have some other functions like control function, motivational function, educative function, and expressional function. When you talk about the control function, encoding and decoding of the messages is essential in the process of communication, be it an SMS or an Instagram post or even an educational troll, or whether be it any other means of communication. The function is to control, is to design, develop, and the use of communication facilities offered to the extension worker. One of the very important role of an extension worker is to convert the unfelt needs of the public of the people to the felt needs, and we know what is the difference between a felt need and an unfelt need. Felt needs are those needs which we are aware of or the recognized needs, and unfelt needs are those needs which we are not aware of or the unrecognized needs. So, the important function of an extensionist is to make the people aware of their unfelt need and help them to bridge the gap between the felt need and unfelt need. So, in such situations, whatever the communication that the communicator makes should be in the form of motivation. Huge motivation in the form of both intrinsic and extrinsic is essential for a person, especially to bring about behavioral changes in them. So, such type of communications have the function of motivation. And as we all know, majority of the communication process we make gives one way or the other way some sort of educational information. It is to create awareness, it is to create education among the masses on a particular thing. The very good example that we can quote at this junction is the awareness programs being taken by the health departments and the allied departments regarding the COVID 19, that we need to use masks, sanitizers, and social distancing, SMS, that is being propagated and circulated among all the social medias and other medias, just that the information should reach to the public in the right form. So, the purpose of that particular communication or the function of that particular communication is to educate the masses. And another one is to express the ideas. When you talk about expressing the ideas, The way your body language communicates, the way your hands, your eyes, your facial expressions goes, plays a very important role to the other person or the person standing opposite to you while receiving that communication. So, in short, information, persuasive, authoritative, influential, control, motivation, education, and expression are some of the important functions of communication. Now, let's come to the models of communication. This refers to some of the very famous quotes or the models being cited by very famous communicationists or extension workers or sociologists in the field of communication. As we said earlier, communication is a process. It is a series of steps or actions that is being taken. This varies from individual to individual and from groups to group. So, as extensionists, we need to understand the process of communication very clearly in order to improve the efficiency of our work. So, many communication experts, as I said earlier, have created a lot of models for the communication process, and these represent the different steps involved in conceptualizing the whole idea. So, whatever be the models of communication, the three important elements are the sender, message, and the receiver. Without these three, a communication would not be possible. So, apart from sender, message, and receiver, let us have a look into the model of communication put forward by Aristotle. 2500 years ago, Aristotle presented a model of communication which comprises of speaker, speech, and audience. So, according to him, speaker who had to prepare the content with an intention of influencing the listener or recipient who would respond in the way desired by the sender. So, a speaker sends a speech to the audience, and thus the process of communication happens there. So, when it comes to Legans, the task of communication, according to him, during 1960s is essential to bring powerful incentives for change. So here we have the communicator, the message, channel, treatment of message, audience, and audience response. So according to Legans, communication process requires a better understanding of all the six basic elements of communication. Therefore, a skillful communicator sends very powerful and useful messages through certain channels which will be treated effectively to an appropriate audience so that the response will be as desired by the communicator. Next one is a model put forward by Berlow. So usually he follows the SMCR pattern. It is an ideal communication takes place when both the sender and the receiver have communication expertise in communication, common expertise in communication. The most important contributing factor of this model is the message. Unless and until a message is meaningful and which draws attention from the receiver, there is no point in communication. So the sender and the receiver here has a common skills, attitudes, knowledge and understanding. So a sender sends a message through certain channel which reaches the receiver. Then there were some other models put forward by Shannon and Weaver in 1949. So in their model, the focus was on the information source, the noise. And what is noise? Noise is anything that interrupts the process of communication, or we can call simply them as signals as well. The transmitter, the channel, the receiver, and the destination. So, in this model, the encoder here is the transmitter itself, which converts the messages or information into signals. If the message is affected by any physical noise, it will affect the entire communication flow between the speaker and the receiver. So this model gives a somewhat a better clarity on the understanding of the communication components compared to the other models. Shramam in 1961 gave a wonderful model for communication. This model of communication appears to be mechanistic in nature because it deals with the process and effects of mass communication. So, according to Shramam, the process of communication comprises of a source who sends a signal by encoding the message, which will be decoded at the destination. So, Rogers and Schumacher in 1971 has given one of the most effective models of communication which is still widely being practiced among the community workers, which is known as the SMCRE model of communication. So, this model explains that a source sends a message through certain channels to the receiving individual, which causes some effect on him. The effect can be in the form of change in knowledge, understanding, belief, skill, behavior pattern of the individual or the receiver. So, this effect that brings perfection and completion to the process of communication. So, I hope the models of communication are clear to you now. I can repeat. According to Aristotle, the models of communication are speaker, speech, and audience. Legans, according to Legans, a model of communication comprises of communicator, message, channel, treatment of message, audience, and audience response. According to Berlow, it is the source, message, channel, and receiver. According to Shannon and Weaver, it is the information transmitter, noise, the channel, receiver, and destination. And Shrama coded it as source, encoder, signal, decoder, and destination. And one of the very simplest and widely accepted model put forward by Rogers and Schumacher is the SMCRE model of communication, which explains the source, message, channel, receiver, and effects.